check it out. I've been going to town cranking out these Cloudbuster chassis, and that's because the website's up and these things have been selling out like crazy. I also did a couple updates, a few things I updated. I'll show you those in a second, but first, I want to show you something really awesome. This was sent to me by my good friend Charles. Check this out. Crack magazine. It was like a parody magazine from the 90s. This one's March in 1990. That doesn't say Cloudbuster, but obviously he's definitely a Cloudbuster. That shows you how influential these things were at the time. Check it out, you get the Batmobile, DeLorean from Back to the Future. So that's awesome, Charles, man. I can't thank you enough for this, and let me know what size shirt you wear. I'll send you a monster truck shirt. That's awesome. Okay, so upgrades. So these pieces, if you looked at some of the earlier ones, there was a little bit of tool marking there. I was getting a little tool chatter. So I just played around with the speeds and feeds so I got a really nice mirror finish. These are coming out beautiful. I still have to drill and tap the holes on the end. These, even though they're the smallest piece, these actually take the longest to make. That's because first I have to machine this side, flip it over in the machine, do that side. Then I have to put this feature in here. This is the front one, so it's got a bumper mount. And then I have to flip it over, do the little chamfers in there, and then drill and tap. So that's a lot of flipping this part around and machining it. So the rear one doesn't have a bumper mount, so it's a little faster, but it's still pretty time consuming. So other changes I made. So these pieces right here, these are the shock towers. Let me grab one of the old style. So if you look right here, I changed this feature. You see how it's kind of rounded? Whereas this one's just straight. The reason I did that is because if you put this on here, the curve matches. Whereas I left it like this, you would see that material right there. It just looked funny, so that's why I did it this way. Another thing I did, this one was a through bolt. This bolt goes into the battery box right there, but this one had a nut and a bolt. This one, it's drilled and tapped, and the reason I did that, I'll show you on a truck that I've built. So right here, you can see that's where it's a nut and a bolt. By eliminating the nut, you can save weight there, less hardware, but also a shorter bolt, so it just cleans things up. But another reason why I did it, the main reason, those are countersunk screws. So let's go back over here. So right there, they're countersunk. So with a through bolt, there's always going to be a little bit of clearance. Unless it's press fit, you're always going to have a little clearance. So if things loosen up right there, this will actually could rock in there. But being drilled and tapped with a countersunk, that's going to hold it much tighter. Now the one on the bottom where the screw goes in the battery box, that could still move a little bit, but nowhere near as much. I also thought about machining like a little nub on there and putting a hole right here. So that would hold it even more secure, but I don't think that's necessary. Sometimes if you start adding features and things like that, you could start weakening the chassis here. So I think that's a perfect design, but these things will continually be refined. And just getting like the perfect finishes and everything. And also speaking of finishes, I'd really like to anodize these things, but the problem is I want to also keep them under $200. And I couldn't find a local anodizing company that would do these at a good price. So if I start adding anodizing or other kind of finishes, they're going to go up in price. And the whole idea is to keep these things affordable, to keep the custom Cloudbuster thing going. It's crazy that the Cloudbuster is so popular today, just like it was in the 90s. That blows my mind. But anyway, let me show you the website real quick. Okay, so here's the website homepage. This is the name right here, Happy Time Hobbies. So a lot of people are going to be like, what's with that name, Happy Time Hobbies? Is a weird name for an RC shop. So because I have a physical location, an actual store, which in the future I plan on expanding and buying a much bigger building, it's going to have a lot more than just RC cars. It's going to be toys, games, arts, crafts, all kinds of cool stuff. So Happy Time Hobbies is definitely more than just RC cars, but RC cars is the only focus of the website for now. And it's kind of funny too. So when I was coming up with a name, I thought of a ton of different names, but they were all taken. So I don't know, I was sitting around, I was thinking Happy Time Hobbies. Got kind of a cool ring to it. So I checked, and it was available locally, and also all the domain names like happytimehobbies.com, .net, and all that stuff was available, but also happytimehobby.com, .net. So it's important when you start up a business, you want to, whatever kind of corporation you want to do, get all the domain names, every extension, do your corporation, and then also trademark it. So I was able to trademark this too. So that's all good to go. That's why I waited a little while to put the website up, give you guys all the info, because I wanted to wait for all the technical stuff to go through. So now that's all set. So let's take a closer look. So you got the home page. Cloud Force. That's what I call it, the Cloud Force chassis. I thought that was an alright name. There's the price, $180. So I wanted to keep this thing affordable. And right here is the different options. So you can do the long wheelbase cradle, stock wheelbase side plates. You can go with the solid side plate or the webless. Shock tower, same thing, solid or webless. Quantity. And it's funny, so it's just sold out. So I posted a picture of this on some of the Facebook groups of the chassis I make, and I got a ton of messages. So I messaged a few people back saying, listen, here's the website. I'm working on it. It'll be up soon. So I put 2 chassis up, and I was going to do like a test sale. So I'm looking at some, man, what did I do wrong? I just put 2 up, and I realized that I put them on. They sold in minutes. So a lot of the people I told about the site must have been watching it. And when they went up, they bought them right away. So I was going to just make 1 or 2 more, put a few on at a time. But I think it's better if I make a bunch with all the different options and then list them on there. So that's what I'm going to do. So you go to catalog. Same thing. It just shows this. That's the only product. Will have more coming in the future. That's all I got right now. Let's go back home for a second. Just more of this. So right here is view full details. So right here's a video. If you click on this, it's a link to my YouTube channel. And it's just a detailed video of the chassis. That's the same thing on the previous page. Right here's the description of the chassis. Just shows that it accepts stock servo mount, shocks, ladder bars, and little description how it's made in-house, billet aluminum, blah, blah, blah. Come up to here to contact. Name, email, phone number, comment. You don't even have to put all that. I don't know if you do, but probably. So yeah, you fill that in and just leave a comment if you want me to email you back or call you, whatever. I'm usually really quick about answering these. Just like at my custom exhaust shop, same thing. When you leave a comment, it goes directly to my cell phone. And then hit send. I get the message and I respond. I think there should be a phone number here. When I set this website up, I put a phone number. I actually got an actual landline for the business so people can call me. See, it's in the home page. Okay, no, I don't see it here. Contact. Okay, so I got to look into that, but I did put a phone number on the website, so I got to see why that's not coming up. But anyway, that's the website. Okay, so pretty soon I'll have some more of these things in stock on the website. I'm also going to probably be stocking like motors, ESCs, and all kinds of other stuff, bearing kits. One other thing I think I'm going to make, a lot of people asked me if I was going to do wheels and gearboxes, steering kits. I'm not sure on that yet, but one thing a lot of people request is an LMT chassis, so I've been playing around with some designs, doing some drawings. So most likely in the future I will be doing an LMT chassis. So anyway, take care. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. I'll see you next time. Bye.